What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over ranking our top 10 of safeties right now in college football 25 Ultimate Team, ranking them from 10 all the way up to number 1. Now, I'm just giving my overall ranking. I'm not ranking them on, are they better in man or zone? Because again, a lot of people play man coverage. A lot of people at the safety position are going to run primarily zone coverage. So it does get pretty difficult, within that. But hopefully this video can help you guys separate, who you guys should be picking up. And again, I'll talk about what guys are better in man, what guys are better in zone. Do also want to say Casey Larkin, I didn't plug in anywhere just because you'd have to get extremely lucky to get this 97 overall version of him. And honestly, the 96, I don't necessarily love. So he's not going to be featured. However, if you do have the 97 Casey Larkin, honestly, I would just run the card because he is a really solid card. Now, we're going to start this thing off at number 10. And we've got a tie at number 10 between two different guys. We've got Josiah Cox. 96 overall, 96 speed is 6'2", 94 change direction. Decent man, decent zone. Nothing too crazy here. I think the best part about Josiah Cox is the fact that he is 6'2", with that 96 speed. Again, not great in man, but decent enough. Not great in zone, but is decent enough. He's just a fine safety in this game that if you are in need of a safety, Cox can play. The other guy I do want to plug in here is Justin Simmons. Strong safety here, again, 6'2", 96 speed, 95 acceleration, 95 change direction. I think if you play primarily zone coverage, he's one of your better safeties, probably on this entire list. The problem is man coverage at a 91 just leaves a lot to be desired. Again, 6'2" height. I love that about him. But I do think there just are better safeties on this game. Although I really do like what Justin Simmons can provide to you. Next, we've got our number 9, Hashawn Clinton-Dix. 6'1", 96 speed, 95 acceleration, 96 change of direction. Comes with a 97 zone coverage as well. I just think he's slightly better than this Simmons card we just looked at. Again, as far as an overall card, 96 speed, 95 acceleration, 96 change of direction. Those are probably your three most important stats. Then how are you in coverage? Obviously, good in man, good in zone. I really think Hashawn Clinton-Dix plays at a really, really solid level. Again, he's going to be better if you play more zone than man by looking at the card. But overall, coming in at number 9 is a card that if you have on your squad is going to help you get wins. Card that is pretty cheap here. Coming in at my number 8, Gerard Holliman. Now, why is he so cheap? Well, couple of reasons, right? Number 1, he is only a 96 overall. He came out a while ago, and the rewind drop happened not that long ago either. What do I like Holliman? 96 speed, 97 acceleration, 96 agility, 96 change of direction. Decent in man at a 94, but 96 zone coverage. As far as, strictly coverage speaking, like he's one of the better safeties on this entire list. The thing about it, though, is he's only 6 feet tall, whereas some of the other guys are, 6'1", 6'2", so that obviously hurts him a little bit. But I do want you guys to note that this card does come with that 97 jump rating, so that is obviously really solid for this card in Gerard Holliman. I really like what this card gives you. I think he is one of your best strong safeties in the game. It just comes down to is he worth his price? And honestly, I think he is. I think Gerard Holliman is definitely worth his price in this game right now. Coming in at my number 7, Malachi Starks. Kind of similar card to Gerard Holliman. Like if you look at his stats, very similar to what I just talked about in Holliman, right? 94 man, 96 zone, 96 speed, 96 change of direction. Really big difference here is Starks is going to be a little taller, whereas a guy like Gerard Holliman just has that slight, and when I say slightly, it's really slightly, has that slightly better, Holliman is going to have the better acceleration. So that's the really only difference between the couple of cards here. Now again, it really is preference based between the two cards. I like Starks, but I also do like Holliman. So again, you're not going to hear me complain too much about either of them. I just think Starks is slightly better. Again, both cards extremely good. I think both cards in coverage are absolutely elite, absolute studs on the field for you. So just pick up the card you personally do like more at that strong safety position. Obviously, Holliman, slightly cheaper than a guy like Malachi Starks. Coming in at my number 6, we're going to plug in the new Ahmad Moses. Now, I don't think this card is perfect. I actually really don't love this card. Only 5'10". You know, the man coverage only an 89 stinks. The change direction only a 92 stinks. But at the end of the day, he's got 97 speed with 97 acceleration. So when I first created this list, he was actually lower. But as I've, gotten into it, I'm like, you know what? With 97 speed and 97 acceleration, you've got to at least put some respect on Moses. Now, again, I don't think this card's perfect. He's at number 6 and not higher for a reason. He's only 5'10". His change of direction's low. And if you play mostly man coverage, there are way better safeties in the game. But if you play mostly zone coverage, he's a beast. 97 speed acceleration. Great zone coverage. I like Moses. What the card gives you. One of the fastest cards at that safety position right now. Coming in at my number 5, Tyler Nubin. 97 speed, 97 acceleration, 93 change direction, 96 zone coverage, 6'2". Here's the deal. He's just a better Moses. Like, you compare Nubin to Moses, he is just slightly better stat-wise. And I could talk about the abilities, but realistically, defensive abilities, I personally, this is me, I don't put them on my safeties. So, for me to talk about them on safeties, it just doesn't feel right. But the card's fine. Like, for Nubin, again, 97 speed is acceleration are fantastic. If you play mostly zone coverage, he's got 96 zone coverage at 6'2". He does a lot of great things on the field. I just personally wish, number 1, the change direction was higher. Number 2, I wish he could play man coverage just slightly better. At my number 4, look at Mikael Esteen. 97 speed, 96 acceleration, 93 change direction, 93 man coverage with 98 zone. Why do I like him more than Nubin? Well, it's basically that simple. His zone coverage is slightly better, but it's really the man coverage, right? The man coverage going up to a 93 is massive, because if you do play any man coverage, you're going to need guys with, a better man coverage, right? 89 is not getting the job done. Still do wish the change of direction was higher for Esteen. That's why he's not any higher. But if you are looking, especially for a scheme spotlight player, a guy that fits your scheme, if Esteen does, he is really solid. One thing I will say is he's pretty expensive right now. 495,000 coins on Xbox is nothing to laugh about. Pretty expensive card, but obviously incredibly good. Coming in at my number 3, plugging in Ed Reed. Card that's not incredibly expensive right now that I really like. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Ty, he's only 5'11". I get all that. I get it. And I do agree, yes, height is important. But he's got 97 speed, 95 acceleration, 95 agility, 96 change of direction with 98 zone coverage. 95 man coverage isn't great. Wish that was obviously slightly higher. But I do think Ed Reed is still slightly more complete than Esteen. A lot of people are going to disagree, but I think the change of direction being at a 96 is more important than the height. And other than that, the stats are eerily similar between the two cards. So I'll lean Ed Reed, especially for the price difference over Esteen. For 236,000 coins, I don't think that's super bad for a guy in Ed Reed who is going to help you guys compete at an incredibly high level in college football 25 Ultimate Team. It just comes down to what you personally are looking for. And again, I just think that Ed Reed does give you that slightly more at that at the safety position. Coming in at my number 2, Derwin James. And I know you guys are going to be like, Ty, you're backtracking here, right? I get it, but he's got 97 speed, 97 zone coverage with 94 man coverage. The 92 change of direction just doesn't sit right with me, though. Look, I know he's 6'2". I like the fact that he's 6'2". He gives you a lot by being 6'2" on the field. But at the end of the day, is he better than some of the other guys? I don't know. The 98 jumping is elite as well. Good hit power. He does do a lot of great things for you on the field. I think if you primarily play zone coverage, it's going to be tough to beat what Derwin James gives you on the field. And so for me, he does come in here at number 2. Again, a lot of these guys are close. Even if you're looking at Derwin James compared to, let's say, Ed Reed or Nubin or Moses. So, a lot of these guys are super close. I will say, I think the free safety position is more total guys than the strong safety position. The strong safety position, yes, you've got Starks, you got Hollyman. But those top guys, you just don't have a lot at that strong safety position. So right now, I do think Derwin James is probably my best strong safety in the game as it stands right now. And again, for 300,000 coins, is that super expensive? It's more expensive than I'd like to spend. However, I do like Derwin James and respect the card enough to put him in at that number 2 spot. At the number 1, by far, in a way, the best safety in the game. It's literally not particularly close. It's Caleb Downs. The difference between Caleb Downs and the next best free safety in the game is massive. It's absolutely massive. Now, with all that being said, is Caleb Downs worth his price? It's hard for me to say no. And again, I get it, right? I get he's 500,000 coins. But when you're looking at it, 98 speed, 98 acceleration, 98 change of direction with 97 man, 99 zone, 96 catching. I mean, at 6 feet tall, has the best abilities in the game. He is by far and away the best safety in the game right now. It's literally not close. I'd even argue the difference between Caleb Downs and Derwin James is bigger than the difference between Derwin James and my number 10. That's how good Caleb Downs is on this game. That's how good he is. And so, yeah, Caleb Downs, the best free safety, the best safety on the game, and it's not particularly close. I feel like everybody else on this list is remotely close. You know, even a Derwin James compared to Hollywood. Sure, they give you different things, but I feel like it's way closer than Caleb Downs to anybody else. That's going to wrap it up for our safety top 10 today. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.